Good morning. So I was here reading and I started like channeling to myself, talking to myself, and yada yada yada. And I was like, bump it. Let's just talk it out loud and let's see where it goes. But I was thinking about my kids and it had me thinking about all of you guys' kids and our future and where we're going and that they're our future and they're they are what is going to make this world so amazing. We are all in the motion of doing that now, but we will soon pass on that baton and it will be their job. And sometimes I look out and I run into people and they're not so kind to their children. And knowing me, sometimes you get in a moment and they just have you up here and you just express, that's understood. But sometimes you run into people and you realize like that they really don't pour love into their children as much as they should. And you see it from the children. You can see the children try to grasp attention. You can see the children try to, just do the most sometimes, whether it be in the midst of company or whatever. And in those moments, you could tell the kids don't receive the love on their own, is why they're trying to get it from others. But then those same people, you come on social media and they make it seem like they praise their kids or, their kids are their life and this is not the third. But when it comes down to it, it's just about them. And some of these people, they preach spirituality and they preach, love and kindness and things like that. But if you're not giving the spiritual love and the regular love and the kindness to your little you, then how are you really giving it to yourself? How are you really giving it to anybody else around you? Like, it's really fake love if it's anybody else, because if you can't give it to your love that came from you. Okay? So, with that, it just had me thinking that, and me myself, my goal for this year, I put a lot of love into myself, and I gave a lot of love to my children last year too. But they're getting older, and you can see their personalities coming out. You can see who they're becoming. And my goal this year is to make sure I am nurturing each personality, not both of them as a unit, because they're two separate individuals. And one is more, lovey-dovey, want to be in your face, and one is more just make sure you see me kind of vibe. But you have to nurture them in those ways. There's a book, the 5 languages of love or something, really good. They have like a test. It works for everybody, for your kids, all that, you know what I mean? Like, you have to figure it out. But our job is to instill those amazing traits that we've learned, the amazing things, that, or the not so amazing things that we learned from our parents and, people before us, that we realize, damn, no, that's not working for me. Don't try and sometimes we don't realize we give those bad things to our kids without even doing it, because we're still doing those things. We need to make sure we're fixing ourselves, and while we're fixing ourselves, make sure we're pouring those new fixed things into our children. um Devon and I came across meditation when we first met. Like, I want to say we first met 9 years ago, but we started meditating and things like that maybe like 2, 3 years into that. And both of us were on a search of trying to figure out what really sparked our soul. You know what I mean? We both came from families that were really um, dealing with the church and things like that. My grandpa was a pastor, once in a lifetime. I used to go to Sunday school, but when I went to Sunday school, people weren't always nice. And some of the things I learned were scary as a kid, you know what I mean? So as we learned things together and we've came to where we are now, 9 years later, and now having children, we've taught our kids things that we've learned and things that we appreciate. If you follow us, you see that I have an altar. Devon has an altar as well at his house, and our kids know our ancestors. I have pictures of my family, and I have pictures of different deities on my altar. My children know them, and they know them for the different, things that they appreciate, but specific ones. So I know that those specific deities reside in my children. So now we've taught our children meditation. We've That was a tricky one. That was a hard one, but we made sure we mastered it within ourselves and then tried to master it with our children. You know what I mean? And it's not mastered with them, but they do it on their own. I've caught my daughter in moments where, you know, she's having stuff is going on, it's a bad day or whatever, and she'll run off, and I go peek off where she's at, and she's sitting on the trampoline meditating. And I'm like, great. Like, what you doing? I'm just meditating. I just need a second. Like, okay, all right, my 6-year-old just needs a second. Like, that's so heartfelt inside, that she knows there's a quiet place within herself, that she doesn't have to deal with anything outside that's making her uncomfortable, that she could retreat to herself. And we gave that to her. And I'm proud of us for giving that to her. And I'm proud of us for mastering that within ourselves and giving that to ourselves as well. It's such a beautiful thing. But I'm saying all this to say that I want us to all to make sure that we are loving our children to the utmost fullest. But to do that, we have to make sure we're loving ourselves. Appreciate yourself for the good things and the bad things that you have been given. Correct the things that you don't feel, were right. Don't give your children these things that you don't feel they deserve, because they deserve so much. They're so bright. This generation that is coming, that we have created, are so powerful. They're so powerful. Everything that we have learned, all these amazing speakers, all these amazing, motivational leaders and things like that, those people are thriving in our children. And they need to make sure that we are fucking setting the platform for them to fucking thrive, because they are great little spirits, and we need to treat them as such. Like, not like children. They're not just babies. They're not, just these little kids that don't understand. They understand so much. So much. I feed my children with information sometimes, and I'm always telling Devon, like, I know they're not getting every ounce of it, but I know when the time comes, some of the conversation is repeating in their head, and they grasp onto what they need. Just repeat the good stuff, repeat the amazing things, repeat the things that you know are going to make them grow inside like beautiful, beautiful sunflowers, roses that they are. Don't make them turn into weeds, talking down on them and making them think that they're wrong. They're so excited, and they want to show everybody their tricks, and they want to jump around, and they want to, be excited. Remember when you were a child. Remember, you know, remember how you were. Remember what it felt like to be fucking happy, because they're fucking happy. They're so fucking happy. So let's not, me included, we're working on this. We're all making perfect, perfect babies. And not perfect like robot perfect, but perfect for them. Everybody's unique, perfect. Let them grow into their perfect and help them grow into their perfect. That is our job. Let's not fail our babies. But that was just a thought running through my head. Love you guys. Have a great day.